What is the best way to drip your course lessons inside of your digital course? Well, there's not really the best way. There are multiple ways, and it all is dependent upon your situation. So I'm going to share 3 different ways that you can drip your course lessons and modules based on your particular situation. So 5 different scenarios that could apply here. You are delivering your course live. You have an evergreen course. You have a pre-recorded course that's completed. You have a pre-recorded course that you're still kind of working through. And you have a course where you want your students to do some pre-work prior to actually getting into the course. So those are 5 different scenarios. We're going to dive in and I'll tell you which is best for each scenario. If we haven't met before, I'm Chelsie Hayes, the Course Pro, and I help entrepreneurs create and package their digital courses using Kajabi through these online trainings, through social media, but also through doing one-on-one work with our private clients. Now, what I'm going to share with you will work. All of these options will work on any Kajabi plan. So whether you have basic, pro, or growth, any of them will work. So it doesn't matter what plan you have. All right, let's dive in. So the first one we have, I like to call it manual. It is the manual option for dripping your course. And what you're going to do is manually drip it, right? You see where I came up with that name? So this is a scenario that you'll use if you are creating your course or recording your modules as your students go through it. Maybe you don't have everything done by the time the course starts. You'll do manual. And also, if you deliver your course live, this is a scenario for you. And all it is over here in products on the left-hand side, I'm choosing courses. I opened up the product or the course that I'm using to test and show you. And then all you're going to do is simply come over here to the right side and click publish when you're ready. Now, one thing to note is if you publish at the module level, you also have to publish at the lesson level. So this one here, module 1, we have this lesson that you're just going to click publish. So if I publish the module, but I don't do the lesson, the students are not going to be able to see this. So if you're delivering your course live, what you're going to do is just take that recording, pop it in here, and that is your video. Okay, so super easy. That's scenario 1. Scenario 2 is what I like to call the classic drip. So this is where you imagine somebody purchases. This is great if you have a cohort and then everybody starts on the same day. This is also really good if you have evergreen because it will start their own cadence for the course depending on the day that they purchase. So if you have a cohort and everybody starts on the same day, or if you are evergreen, you'll use this, the classic drip. So what I like to do is have the welcome module and the module 1 published. So as soon as they get access to the course, they can watch the welcome, they can get started with module 1. And then typically what we see is the drip schedule. So over here in draft, I'm going to click that, click drip, and I'm going to choose 7. Okay. So typically a drip schedule is weekly. So if your course starts on a Monday, you are going to drip, and by drip, I mean release your course modules every Monday so that your students know what to expect. Some of my clients will say, does it have to be the same day? It has to be the set. It doesn't have to be, but I highly recommend that it is the same calendar day so that your students know what to expect. So they're not like, today it's Monday, next week it's Thursday, and it's all over the place. And then this last one here, I'm going to drip this on day 14. So the one thing to know with this is the day your students get access to the course is actually day 0. It's not the first day, it's day 0. Day 1 is the first day after. And while that might be a little bit confusing, it's really helpful when it comes to plotting out the drip schedule, because if you do it on a weekly basis, it's every 7 days. So day 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, if you have, 5, 6 modules, you just go through that schedule. Now, the thing we need to do here is we also have to do one more step. And that's going to trigger where this gets published. And that's going over to the offers. So on the left-hand side under sales, click offers and then open up the offer that you are working with. And we are going to look specifically at this section where it's product access. So if we want all of our students to start on the same day, we are going to choose the product access date. And I like Mondays, so I'm choosing Monday, July 31st. Then what happens is on Monday, July 31st, they're going to get the welcome in module 1. And then the next Monday, they will get module 2, so on and so forth. That's if you have your cohort and everybody starting at the same time. If you are evergreen, I would not check this. And so what's going to happen is the day that they purchase, they get access to it. So the day they purchase, these are already published. Say they purchase on a Wednesday, their next module, module 2, is going to come and be released to them the following Wednesday. So this is if you want to have a drip schedule. If you have an evergreen course where and you want to give them all the modules available at once, that's absolutely fine. You just publish everything. But this is if you want to drip it out. Okay, so that is the classic drip. If you want to include implementation weeks, you can absolutely do that as well. Let's say after module 2, we want to add in an implementation week. So all I'm going to do is just bump this next one out a few days. Another week, not a few days, another week. And now there's 14 days in between because I have an implementation week in between modules 2 and 3. So you can absolutely do that as well. All right. So let's talk about the last option and the last scenario. So this is something that it's a little bit more complicated. And it is if you want your students to have access to the welcome module before the rest of the course. This is really specific to cohort style, where everybody is starting at the same time, but you want them to have a little bit of something prior to the course beginning. Like you want them to have a little bit of something the day they sign up, regardless of whatever day that is. Or this is really helpful if you have pre-work. So if you have tasks that you want them to do, maybe they need to crunch numbers, maybe they need to go get some blood work so they know their numbers about their body. Maybe they need to do an assessment or answer some questions. If they need to do some information or tasks prior to your course starting, this can be really helpful. But it is a little mathy, like we got to do some math in order to get to it. So what we have is ideally we'd have welcome module is published. And then say we want, as soon as they purchase, they get the welcome module, anything pre-work in here, they can go through and do this information. But we want everybody to start on module 1 at the same time. So we're actually going to go back over to our offer section. Oop, there we go, back to product access. And what we're going to say, if we click this and we look at our calendar, for this example, say we want the course to start on Monday, July 31st for everyone, but our cart is open from Monday the 17th through, say, the 27th. 17th through 27th is when it's open. We want them to be able to log in, get their welcome module, do some of their pre-work. Some people are going to purchase on day 1. Some people are going to purchase on the last day. And so that kind of screws up our product access and our drip schedule. So what we will actually do is set the date for this very first one. We're going to set it to July 17th, and then we're going to assign our first drip for module 1 2 weeks later. So it would come out on the 31st. So we're going to set it here to July 17th. That's when the very first day somebody can enroll. And we'll come back over to this product and we're just going to collapse that. Module 1, we're going to drip this on day 14. And then so on and so forth, where the rest of the modules will be released. Let's see, did I do that math right? Let's check. Day 14, 21, 28. Yes. So this means based on how we have it set up in Kajabi, if anybody purchases on July 17th or after that, they will get access to the welcome module. And then no matter what day they buy in that window, or no matter what time they buy after this kicks off the drip schedule, and everybody will get access to module 1 14 days after. So this is a way that you can kind of adjust it, tweak it, to flex between people purchasing at different times, but still starting the actual core content at the same time. All right, I know this is a lot of information, so all I want you to do is choose one option, and that's what you're going to do for your next course or your next launch. You can always try out things differently as you move along, but keep it really simple for yourself, especially when you are first starting out. And if you need an extra hand, I do have a 90-day launch calendar that we use for our clients. All you do is come over here to this yellow box, pop in whatever date you have, and then it automatically adjusts your dates and it gives you weekly tasks for the next 90 days leading up to your launch and your cart open. So this is available to you. I'll link it where you're watching this video, and I hope you found this helpful. I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.